Hello viewers, welcome to Fitness and Tech Insights. So today I'm going to be teaching you introduction to AutoCAD. I'm going to do it in a series. So this is the lesson 1 and stay tuned and try to follow up the lessons. I'm going to teach it from start to finish. So today I'm going to introduce you to the AutoCAD environment and then show you how the tools work and everything. Okay, so now I've put my AutoCAD on. This is the very first screen you're going to see when you put your AutoCAD on. So for the purpose of this lesson, I'm using AutoCAD 2020. You could use any other version, 2017, 2015, or even better, higher versions like 21, 22, 23. So it depends, but whatever version you're using, they are basically the same thing. So you don't have to worry about it. If you're not using 2020 like my own, it's still the same thing. Their updates are just very, very, very tiny, minute, just very tiny, minute updates. So it will not disturb this class. So now let's look at this. When I double click on the AutoCAD icon on my desktop, so I come to this place. Now you can see I have get started, I have recent documents basically, and then with other stuff. Now because I want to start a new drawing, I'm going to go to get started. Now you're going to see some drawings here. These are previous drawings. That are in this my system. They are stuff I've done previously, so they are here in the get started. Assuming I want to continue working on any of them, I'll go to that place, but for now I'm going to click on get started. So we click on get started and it's going to open the drawing environment for us. Now the environment is open. It's open. Okay, it's still loading, so you can see what's happening. Let's wait for it to finish loading. Okay, so this is our AutoCAD environment. Here I can start my work. Now I'm going to take you through this environment and then explain to you how everything works here. So first of all, at the topmost part, you're going to see at the topmost part, I have my AutoCAD here. Then I have my, you can say this is new, open, save as, and the rest. So this is the normal menu bar you see in every software, like the Microsoft Word, Excel, and the rest. There's always a new, if you want to start a new document, open and the rest. So this is normal menu bar. I don't think we actually need to talk much here. Then below it we have our toolbar. So you can see some drawing tools here. You can see line, polyline, circle, arc, and the rest. If I want to see more of these draw tools, I'm going to click on this little arrow. Good. So here I'll see spline, construction line, and the rest. This is our construction line. So okay, so I'm going to minimize that also. And then we see all that is, we are going to see our modify tools here. We're going to see our modify tools. In our modify tools, we have move, copy, rotate, and so many operations. Again, I can click on this arrow and then I see more of the modify tools. Then we're going to see our annotation. This is for writing. Whether dimension, whether text, anything I want to write. Here, assuming I finish a particular drawing, I want to label it, I'm going to do it from this annotation toolbar. So if I click on it, you can see we can set it in standard, ISO, and the rest. I'm going to come to this in a later class. Okay, so by layer here we have, okay, we're not going to be using so much of this. There are a lot of things we'll not be using so much, so I'll just be skipping them because we just want to go to the basics of this software and ensure that by the end of this class you should be able to start using your AutoCAD. Okay, let's look at these properties. This properties has by layer, 3 by layers. Now I'm going to put you through. Then the first one is for color. So you can see I'm expanding on it. Now when I want to change the color of my drawing, if I draw a line now, by default it should be white, but if I want to change the color, I'll come to this by layer and change it. Okay, now the second by layer is for the thickness of the line. So normally I'll be drawing with the default thickness, but whenever I want to get a thicker line, you can see I can always increase the thickness. You can see it. So I'm out of, and then the third by layer is for the line type. So normally I'm drawing with continuous line, but assuming I have a reason to put another type of line, maybe broken line, center line, or whatever, I come to others and then I can load. You can see I have so many. So if you're conversant with engineering drawing, you're going to see so many line types, and I want to believe you should know the interpretations and their meaning. So maybe in a different lesson I'm going to take you through these types of lines. Okay, so I'm out of there. Now in this our toolbar, look at, you be careful to know that all these tools that I'm trying to explain, they are all under the home. So these are tools under the home tab. So we can still go to insert tab. It brings another set of tools. Maybe I want to bring in a clip or something from another folder or another file into this place, so I can use insert. Annotate. Now, okay, let's go back to home. Remember, I told you that anything writing is under annotation. So, but there is a personalized tab for it. So here, it allows you, gives you all the writing tools. Look at, like I told you, multi-line text. When you want to write on your drawing, like you want to label your parts or something, you can use this. We have our dimension tab, so you see it separates it one by one. We have our dimension, and here we can set our dimension preferences and so many other stuff. Okay, so I don't think I will not go beyond this for now. We have our parametric view. We are going to be using more of this view when we come to three-dimensional drawings. That's 3D drawings. So, but for now, we are just going to leave it for now. Okay, so I go back to my home. I don't want to waste your time so much on very irrelevant stuff. So I want to go back to home. Now, look at this place. I'm done with the toolbar. Now look at my drawing environment. Can you see my cursor? The whole of this place is my drawing environment. So this is where I do my actual drawing. Anything I want to draw would be inside this drawing environment. Now, the first thing I always tell my students whenever I'm teaching this class is, I always tell them that this drawing environment can contain anything you want to draw. Like, it does not have a limit. It's limitless. It's limitless. So I can draw the entire world, the map of the world, the entire world inside of this environment. I can draw just one single part inside of it. So I cannot exhaust it. So, but naturally, you know that the more I'm drawing on a particular drawing environment, the heavier the file is getting. So if your system is not so advanced, maybe from all these 8th generation systems upwards, you may get to a point in time when you're drawing and then your system is hanging. So, but aside that, you cannot exhaust this place. So let me just show you quickly. Assuming I want to draw a line, I pick line. So this is where I'm going to draw. Can you see my line? So anything I want to draw is inside this drawing environment. Okay, let's also say I want to draw a circle. I'm going to pick circle and then I'll come to my drawing environment. So you can see that anything I want to draw basically is inside this drawing environment. So okay, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this because we've not started drawing yet. Okay, now the next thing we are going to take note of is below here we are going to see type a command. Now this is our command line. Here it says type a command. Now this command line is very, very, very important in AutoCAD, especially for beginners. It's very, very important. I always tell people that as a beginner, whenever you want to draw, make sure you always keep your eyes on this command line. Always keep your eyes on this command line. Number one, the command line is going to okay, first of all, you can use the command line to call up any tool. Now we are looking at line, circle, arc, and the rest. There are so many tools, thousands of tools in AutoCAD, and we cannot bring all of them into this environment. If we bring all of them into this environment, we wouldn't even see a space to draw. So, but whatever tool I want to call up, as long as I know the AutoCAD language, okay, now look at my line. Assuming I want to draw a line and I don't want to draw from here, now you're going to see me. I will just come to this command line, click on it, and then I'll type line. After that, I'll hit my enter. So I have called, you see that I have called up the line tool. Can you see it? So without picking line from the toolbar, I've also called up the line command, so I can draw a line from the command bar. So number one, I said that the command bar allows you to call up any tool you want to use. Now the second function of this command line is that it gives you a step-by-step instruction on how to use any command you call up. So it does not only call up the command, but it goes further to guide you step by step until you are done. Let's go back to that line again. Okay, for this one the line may be too simple. Let me use the circle because I want to explain more stuff. Okay, so I'll come to the command line and type circle like I did for line, circle, and enter. Please notice that whenever I make any input in the command line, I will always hit the enter. Now the reason is that the system or the AutoCAD does not know exactly what I want to type. So it doesn't know exactly what I want to type. So the only way I can tell it, okay, I'm done with my instructions process, is by hitting the enter. So if I type circle and I don't hit the enter button, it's going to stay there and wait for me until. So whenever I hit the enter button, it knows I am done with my command, then it processes. Okay, so this is the circle I have called up the circle command without coming to this place to click, just by typing it in the command line and hitting the enter. Okay, so this is my circle. Now remember, we are in the second function of the command line. So now we are going to read this out, look at it and see exactly circle in bold, which is the command it called up. Now the question is, the instruction is specify center point for circle. Let's leave that one first. Specify center point for circle. Now anywhere I click inside this my drawing environment becomes the center point for the circle. Now watch this. So I'm going to click here. I started drawing my circle. Can you see it? So that's what the command line does. It gives you instruction. And now notice that the moment I execute that first instruction, another instruction comes. Now it's saying specify radius of circle or diameter in brackets. So the first instruction was specify center point, which I have done, and then the instruction immediately changed to specify radius of circle or diameter. Now sometimes the command line brings instructions in this manner. It gives a base instruction and then it puts something in the bracket. Now what this thing is telling us now is, what it's telling us now is that whatever dimension I put is the radius, because the instruction is to specify radius. So if I type 20 and I hit my enter, it draws a circle of radius 20. I hope that is taken. Now I may want to draw the circle with diameter, assuming the information I have is diameter, not radius, and I want to draw directly with diameter. Now instead of entering the dimension directly, I'm going to click on D. You can see the first letter of diameter is D and is bold and is in blue color. So telling you that D calls up the diameter command. So I'm going to D, enter. Now watch the command line again. The instruction has changed to specify diameter of circle. So whatever I specify now is diameter, no longer circle. I hope you get that. Okay, I'm going to escape. I want to do this again so that you understand what I mean. I will draw two circles. I'll draw one with radius 20 and then I'm going to draw the second one with diameter 40. Of course, you know that radius 20 and diameter 40 are the same size, so I'm going to draw them side by side so you understand exactly what I mean. So I'm going to pick my circle command. Look at the command line, specify center point of circle. I've done that. I said I'm drawing with radius first, so I'm going to draw with radius 20, enter. So this is my circle. Don't worry if it's too small, just zoom. Okay, so this is my circle of radius 20. Now I said I'm going to draw on that circle, so I pick circle again, specify second point. Then this time around I don't want to draw with radius, I say diameter, so I'll say D, enter, 40, enter. So can you see these two circles? Exactly the same circle. The difference is that one I drew with radius, the other one I drew with diameter. So if we dimension them, let's take a step further to dimension. Okay, dimension, I want to let's do radius. Let me dimension both with radius so we see. So dimension, can you see radius 20? Let me also dimension this. Let's see, radius 20. Can you see? So I want to zoom into. Can you see this? But in actual fact, I drew one with radius, I drew the other one with diameter. Okay, so I'm going to wipe this off. I think we've understood that part of the command line. Okay, now another thing I'm going to introduce you to is, now look at these keys. There are still buttons here. Now can you see this task pane here? Okay, so there are still keys here. Now these ones are not in the toolbar, but they are still very, very important. Now I'm just going to use a few of them to explain it. Then I think in your practice you can now read through the rest. Okay, now the first thing you're going to notice with this set of tools is that some of them are colored blue, they are shining in blue color, and some are faded and they are dark. Now the ones that are shining blue, those ones are on. The ones that are dark and faded are off, which means anyone shining. Now look at this. If I click on this, I'm going to switch it off and then you see it will turn black, just like this one beside it. Now this is the what is it? This is our grid mode. So you can look at my environment. It has grid lines. These grid lines kind of guide you when you're drawing. So now I'm going to put it off. Can you see it? The grid lines have disappeared and you see the blue color is gone. So let's see, I put it on again, the grid lines are back. So the same thing happens to all these ones that you see that I highlight, that are in blue, that are in blue color. So once I click on it, I switch off. If I want it on again, I click on it. Okay, so that is it. Now One very important tool here is this auto mode. Auto mode, we know what auto is. Orthogonal, when we say auto in 90, it means it's making an angle of 90 degrees. So this auto mode is very, very important. In fact, whenever you're drawing, you're always going to be switching it on and off depending on what you want to achieve. Now let me explain what this auto mode does. Auto mode enables you to get perfectly straight lines, vertically or horizontally. So when it's off, you're going to be struggling with drawing a straight line. You're going to be struggling with it. But once the auto mode is switched on, then any line you're drawing must be perfectly horizontal or perfectly vertical. Now look at what I mean. I'll pick a line. I want to draw a line, specify first point. Look at this, my line. Can you see? I'm struggling to get, if not for this green guideline, you see how I'm struggling to get a straight line. So I might draw this, and now let's see, I might come very close to a straight line, and then maybe because I'm rushing, I'm drawing, I'll do this, I'll think it's straight, but it's not actually straight. Now look at this same line. Look at what happens when I switch my auto mode on. So I'm coming to switch it on. Can you see? Now once my auto mode is switched on, can you see? I'm moving my cursor, but the line is still straight. So that's what the auto mode does. Can you see it? So the only two options I have once the auto mode is on, if it's not horizontal, then it's vertical. Unless I move to the vertical point, can you see it? So the line is still straight, very straight, and vertical this time around. So there is no provision for any inclined line or line at whatever angle. There is no provision for that. Why? Because my auto is on. But if I go back and switch it off, you can see I am now permitted to draw line at any inclination. Okay, so I'm going to escape. I've explained this. Okay, and okay, this is our UCS, our Universal Coordinate System. I'm not going to talk about it now. In our later class. I'm going to talk about it in our later class. Not now. Okay. What else am I missing? Okay, this enables us to view our drawing, turn it around, check. It's showing the top view now, so we can east, west, north, south. I can turn to watch this. I can put it in isometric or so, but we are going to leave this. We don't need this for this. We don't need this for this introductory class for now. And this is our full navigation wheel. So it permits you to you have your view tools. Okay, let me just look. Let's draw a circle and let me show you what it does. So I have a circle. So this is our zoom. So with this zoom extend, so with this we can zoom in or out. So if I click on the, can you see it? It has zoomed it, but we won't be using much of this because of my mouse. Guys, see, I'm still doing the same zoom with my mouse, so we won't be using much of this. So in my next class, I'm going to introduce you to the perfect mouse you need for AutoCAD, and then the functions of the mouse, the three buttons of the mouse. I'm going to tell you their functions and how they are used in AutoCAD. So I think we've come to the end of this particular class. So we have tried to explain the AutoCAD environment. I've tried to introduce you to the various tools. So in my next video, I'm going to show you the mouse we are going to be drawing and the functions of all the buttons in the mouse, and then we can start drawing. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in my next video.